On this from former Afghan diplomat Omar Samad. He joins us live from Washington, D.C. Thank you for joining us on the program. First off, how significant is this peace deal, and how optimistic are you for what it could bring?
It is definitely significant. It will be historic once we have a political settlement down the road. I think at this time, I would say that it's a watershed moment. It's the end of the American military engagement in Afghanistan. But as your reporter said, that disengagement or withdrawal will be gradual and it will be conditions based. So moving forward, there are a lot of issues that have to be tackled between now and the next few days. The expectation is to have Afghans, Taliban on one side, and members of the Afghan political leadership on the other side, sitting down and trying to hammer out a political solution to Afghanistan's many decades-long problems.
Right, that is part of the agreement that the Taliban should hold talks with the Afghan government, but the Taliban has always refused to talk with the government. So do you think that will happen now?
I did not use the word government. I said that they will have to talk to Afghan leaders. That includes part of the government or the whole government. Right now, the whole government has issues. They have problems resolving the outcome of elections. They also have problems with inaugurating a president or agreeing to a unity government that would move forward, or a broad-based government that would then deal with the Taliban. So there are problems in Kabul, political problems in Kabul that have to be resolved moving forward. And I hope that that will happen in the next few days, because otherwise the intra-Afghan talks would have to be either put on hold or postponed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as part of the agreement, the U.S. aims to withdraw all of its troops within 14 months. The Taliban has long demanded the withdrawal of foreign troops. So has it won?
Well, we are not there yet. As I said, it's not victory yet, and it's not the end of a historical issue. We are at a very critical, important, insubstantial stage, which means the end of the American engagement as we have known it, and a change to something different that we do not have details about. This agreement will show us what the roadmap is going to look like, and what this disengagement by the Americans and withdrawal will look like, and what are the conditions and the assurances that the Taliban have to give in terms of counterterrorism, and making sure that the Afghans eventually own this whole political process and end up with a settlement.
Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, what does this deal, if both sides agree on the details and uphold all the agreements, what does it mean for the Afghan people and the future of Afghanistan?
I think that after 40 years, 20 of which more or less have involved the Americans directly, Afghans are more than anything hoping for a lasting peace and a just peace, obviously, making sure that they can protect all their gains, things that their rights, and making sure that it's an inclusive process, that all members of society, all different groups, all different segments, political and social and otherwise, are part of this. So Afghans are looking forward. I think it's an important day. There's optimism in the air, but there are also a lot of challenges ahead.
So what would some of those challenges be?
Well, number one is obviously the political wrangling in Kabul. It's the issue of prisoners exchange. It's the issue of ceasefire down the road. It's an issue of power sharing. And how are we going to shape power sharing in the next stage of the Afghan political settlement?
Mm-hmm. But overall, you talk a lot about optimism. Are you optimistic that this is the beginning of of the future peace of Afghanistan, and a future of that country that people can feel good about and be proud of?
I think it's the end of one chapter and it's beginning of another chapter, but it's not the end of a book. And I am optimistic, but I'm also cautious about the steps that have to be taken. And I think that it has to be taken responsibly by all stakeholders, including the Afghan political class.
All right, we're going to leave it there for now. And again, that signing ceremony is due to take place in just a few minutes. We were just looking live there in Kabul.